Hi yogis, I'm Nicole from My Yoga Times. Welcome to today's Feel Good Yin class. So I will be practicing against the wall today, and I've also got 2 blocks close by. If you don't have blocks, you can always improvise with a thick book or a rolled up towel. So we'll begin with legs up against the wall. Sitting nice and close to the wall, you'll simply bring your shoulders down as you swing your legs up. A little bit of a wiggle and a shimmy to get in as close as is comfortable. You don't have to have full contact between your hips and the wall. Once you're in place, you can either position 1 or 2 blocks on the flat side, stacked on top of one another, underneath your lower back, underneath the hips. And then extending those legs up to the ceiling. Arms can be next to the body, hands on the navel, or arms above the head. If the arms are next to the body, you might like to take Chin Mudra, connecting index finger and thumbs. This is my favorite posture to do first thing in the morning. So let's close the eyes down, softening the forehead. Positioning the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Noticing the navel gently rising on the inhalation. A moment to pause before you exhale. You might like to take a moment to set your intention for your practice. Try to keep it simple if you can, just one word. Something you'd like to invite into your body, your mind, your day. Your intention could be love, patience, compassion. And begin to inhale your intention. A sense as though you're inhaling from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. And pause. Exhale from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. One more breath. And then we'll bend the knees, press the feet into the wall, lifting up the hips, removing your props, lowering down. So once you've come down, place your block in between your thighs, We'll come into a twist. Legs coming over to the left, and if your left leg doesn't comfortably meet the floor, you can always place your second block or a towel underneath for support. Soles of the feet are flat on the wall, and your knees will be a little higher than the hips. Option to keep your head in a neutral position, otherwise move ever so slightly the back of the head a touch to the left and turn the head to the right. So be sure to practice your abdominal breathing here, your diaphragmic breath. As you inhale, feel the navel expand. And imagine the lower back is equally expanding. A moment to pause before you exhale each and every time. Taking one more breath. So do draw the navel in towards the spine, a little tone there as you bring your legs back to the wall. Coming straight over to the other side. Supporting that right leg if you need to. Or if this left shoulder needs support, you could place your block, a towel underneath, or bring the arm down next to the spine instead. Let's take the back of the head a touch to the right as you turn your head now to the left. Observe the breath moving the body. Be sure to inhale your intention from time to time. Let's roll over onto your right side now. Remove the block. Just take a brief moment in the fetal position. And then pushing yourself all the way up, coming into a tabletop. So coming down into our puppy pose now, keeping those hips nice and high, extend the arms in front. Feel free to have the hands as wide as the mat. Forehead either meeting the mat, your block or your towel. If you prefer, you can bring the elbows in a little closer and bring those hands to prayer above the head. Feeling the breath creating space in the upper body. Around the shoulders, behind the heart center. On your next inhalation, lifting up out of the pose. We'll come down into a seated position now. Extending your right leg out in front and bending your left leg. So a couple of choices with this pose. If you're feeling tight through your back, through your hamstrings, feel free to bend that right leg and place a block underneath. This left knee and hip needs support, block or towel under there as well. If you'd like to go a little deeper into the hips, you can stack your left knee on top of the right. When you're ready, we'll fold forward. And if it's available for you, placing your block so that you can support your head other than leave your head hanging. Of course, if you don't have much range of motion, you can always place a chair in front and rest your forehead on the chair instead. Feel free to turn those palms up and taking chin mudra once again. Index finger and thumbs to connect. Feeling the breath moving the back side of the body now. Feel the back rise on the inhalation. A moment to pause, a moment to float. Before you exhale and soften into the pose.
Inhale your intention into the back side of the body. And let's follow your next inhalation, slowly lifting up, coming out of the pose. Leaning back onto those hands, bending the knees and just swishing the knees from side to side. We'll change sides, extend left leg out in front. Option to place the right foot at the thigh or crossing the leg over. When you're ready, folding forward. And if you can, configure your prop so that you can support your head. Be with your breath. Follow your next inhalation, lifting up and out of the pose. Once again, taking those hands behind you, swishing those knees from side to side. And then we'll come over onto your knees once again. So two choices with this pose depending on your knees and hips. We're going to thread the needle, so you might choose to do that from your puppy pose with your hips up nice and high. Simply taking the right arm underneath the left and extending the left arm out in front. Option to take Chin Mudra with your right hand. Or if it feels okay for your hips and knees, coming into a wide-legged child's pose. And then threading the needle from here. Of course, if you need, you can always place the block underneath your right ear for support. Following your next inhalation, pressing down through the left palm, we'll change sides straight away. Threading left arm underneath the right, extending your right arm out in front. And on your next inhalation, lifting up, coming all the way up. So 2 choices again with this next pose, depending on your shoulders. So you are near the wall. You might choose to stay in a seated position. You can either cross the legs or sit on the feet if the knees permit. And you'll take your right arm behind you, palm facing the ceiling, left fingertips to the wall and looking over your shoulder. To go a little deeper, simply moving closer to the wall, or to lighten the pose, move away from the wall. Alternatively, a laying chest opener. So position your right hip onto the mat, right arm out to the side, create a right angle with your arm, bring the right ear down. Left fingertips can stay on the mat, or you can take the arm behind the back. If this is too intense, you can always use your hand as a pillow and bring your forehead to the mat and just walk those right fingertips a little higher. So finding the variation that your shoulders say yes to. If you find that your knees and hips need support here, just pop a block in between the legs. Option to take Chin Mudra with your left hand if you're taking the bind. Let's take one more breath. And then gently pressing down through the palms, pushing yourself up. If you're on the wall, simply turn around and change sides. For your laying chest opener, bring your left hip down next to the mat, left arm out to the side. Option to take your bind with your right arm. Inhale your intention. And let's prepare to release the pose. Gently pushing yourself up. So we'll come down to lay on your back. With those knees bent, take the hips over to the left side of the mat as far as they'll go, coming into a laying side bend, and then straightening the legs, taking the feet over to the right side of the mat. Keeping your hips and buttocks level. Arms above the head if the shoulders permit. Feel free to cross left ankle over the right. Option to hold on to the elbows with the hands. Be careful not to overstrain. If you go to your edge and begin to overstretch, you'll find that you can't expand the body with the breath. We want to create space from the inside out. Begin to observe the breath moving the left side waist. And in your own time, very slowly release the pose, coming straight over to the other side.
And taking one more breath. And then moving into Savasana, bringing the body back to the center of the mat. Letting those feet fall out wide, arms by your side, palms to face the ceiling. Feel free to let those fingers naturally curl, or once again, connect index finger and thumbs. Be sure to tuck the shoulders under and allow the heart to expand. Softening the forehead, the tongue and jaw. And as you drift into Savasana, be sure to inhale your intention into your spacious body, quiet mind. And inhaling a little deeper now as you guide your awareness back. And begin to swallow if the mouth is dry. Wiggle toes and fingers. Follow any urges to stretch if they arise. When you're ready, rolling to your preferred side for a brief moment in the fetal position. And then finding your way up to seated. We'll bring those hands to prayer, closing the eyes down. Raising the hands to the third eye center for clarity of thought. Fingertips lower to the lips for purity and honesty in our speech. And hands to the heart center for love and compassion in all that we do. Namaste. Thanks, yogis. I hope you enjoyed the class and you're feeling good. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. It's a great way to support free yoga on YouTube. Have a lovely day.